we're looking at a sport that is in fast growth.
We're seeing huge expansion in fan numbers.
The Olympics will not just be good for sevens, it'll be good for the game globally.
You just never dreamt of the game as it is now. Well, we had a fantastic Rugby World Cup last year. I think we've now also got the opportunity, with rugby being back in the Olympics. Rio will give us a great opportunity to showcase the game for men and women.
C'est la Coupe du Monde 2015 en Angleterre. Ça a été une Coupe du Monde extraordinaire. Donc vraiment là, il y a un aboutissement du jeu qui a été extraordinaire. Et je crois qu'en même temps, il y a eu cette réussite économique. On a battu tous les records de présence du public au stade, les records d'audience à la télévision, les records économiques sur le partenariat.
A post-World Cup study suggests that 2.47 million tickets were sold, making it the 5th most attended single sporting event in history. The global TV audience was over 4 billion, 20 times the number reached by the first Rugby World Cup in 1987. TV views in Asia rose by 69%, with over 25 million people in Japan watching their World Cup match against Samoa.
We're seeing huge expansion in fan numbers. We've got about 281 million fans that are very interested and interested in rugby around the world. That grew by 30 million during Rugby World Cup. So whether it be sevens, whether it be 15s, the sport is in a very strong growth spurt.
Ahead of rugby's return to the Olympics, World 7 Series sponsors HSBC commissioned Andrew Curry to write a report looking at the future of the sport.
The main headlines of the rugby report are about growth. We've seen a 50% growth in the number of players worldwide in a decade.
We've got about 7.5 million players around the world at the moment. We predict by 2026 there'll be double that, which is exciting.
Women's rugby has grown like topsy. Women now make up a quarter of the world's rugby players. There were 200,000 players a decade ago, there's now 1.7 million. We've also seen a really big increase in the number of countries playing rugby. That's gone up by 30 since the turn of the century. It's now 120 countries worldwide play rugby.
I think what's happened now is, particularly with the Olympic inclusion, is there's been a ready understanding that both formats of the game, they don't cannibalise each other and they both can really help each other. Sevens takes the game to a far bigger audience, so that it can play a role also to recruit new countries and new young players from countries that might not embrace 15s initially.
You'll have some areas which will concentrate on the seven-a-side form of the game, and you'll have other countries who will concentrate predominantly on 15-a-side. So it's growing the game, not at the expense of each other.
Rio and the Olympics brings a new audience, and with sevens it gives a great opportunity for people who are not familiar with the game, but brings rugby in its simplest form, which is sevens. It's fast, it's exciting, it's skillful, it's very, very competitive, and that for me is what's going to make this game just explode.
It seems clear what the Olympics can do for rugby, but what can rugby do for the Olympics?
Most importantly, the IOC is looking for sports that will attract a new fan base, and I think that won't be a problem for rugby. I think that there are many rugby fans around the world who will want to see this type of format. Rugby sevens, a very exciting format, now included into the Olympics.
Most Olympic sports, the average viewer tends to be a little older. The couple of sevens tournaments that I've been to, the audience have all been sort of mid-20s, early 20s, and they're out having a fantastic time.
One of the striking things is the way in which rugby's managed to capture young audiences through social media.
Over the Rugby World Cup in 2015, World Rugby accumulated over 400 million video views, compared with 150 million during the London 2012 Olympics. The World Cup engaged fans around the world, with over 384 million minutes watched during the 7 weeks. The tournament's hashtag was used twice a second, with over 5 million tweets in total. And Rugby World Cup was also one of Facebook's top 20 creators during the year. All of this combined made it the most socially engaged sporting event ever. So what does the future hold? Where will rugby be in 10 years' time?
Well, I think firstly, Rugby Sevens, I would imagine that it will have been very firmly established in the Olympic family for good. I think it's that good a sport. So, one, I think you'll see a far greater sense of Olympicness. And I think you'll see a sport that has embraced, and I hope, this is my biggest hope, that has really embraced the whole broadcast opportunity that new sports and traditional sports are having to do now.
I look at the athletes now and see what they're capable of, and I just think, wow, in another 10 years, where is this game going to be with the advancements of technology and everything else? The players are only going to get fitter, faster, more skillful.
What surprised me when I researched this report was that it's pretty clear when you look back that actually World Rugby, the IRB as was, did have a long-term strategy for growing the game, which started with building up the World Cup so it became a cash cow for rugby, and then building platforms to expand sevens. And that was a strategy to also get the game into all of the multi-sports competitions. And rugby is now in all of those multi-sports competitions.
We want to get people, girls and boys, men and women, with a rugby ball in the hand, having fun, enjoying it, because we tend to concentrate on the 1% of the game at the top level, which is professional. But also you've got to remember that for 99% of most people involved in the game of rugby, it's something that they do for a bit of fun and a bit of enjoyment. We should never lose track of that as administrators.